Mania mentioned, I've been into corporate roles for about 32 years. My last role was at Thomson Reuters as the director finance business partner. It was kind of a CFO role that I was working. The difference was it was a front-ending role with the business. And that's where there was a lot of learning which I want to share with each one of you today. Prior to that, I was in banking, worked in Bank of America for about 10 years, then worked in Royal Bank of Scotland in a global controllership role for about 10 years. And I started my career in manufacturing companies, Carrier Aircon, air conditioning company. I spent 6 years there, and Whirlpool Corporation for about 5 years there. After 32 years in corporate, I decided that my calling was not a corporate. I had gone through the journey, and as Manya mentioned, decided to step into an entrepreneurship. So today, I am a founder of a company called CXO Emerge, which focuses only on leadership coaching. Because during my corporate journey, I realized that there was a big void where people thought they were good leaders, and today's generation look up to their leaders for inspiration and guidance. And we realized that there was a gap which could be addressed. So my organization focuses only on leadership coaching and leadership development. As we talk about how do we get corporate ready, one thing that we need to look at as we take a step back is in the last 5 years, a lot of things have changed in the job market. If you look at a combination, what really makes us successful in a corporate is a combination of technical skills and soft skills. So coming from a graduation, undergrad course, post-grad course, most of you are very well equipped on the technical front. However, one thing that you can do better is how do we really create those skill sets which are in demand in corporate, typically on the soft skill side, the behavioral aspects. And those are a few things that I want to talk about. In the paucity of time, I'm not going to be covering everything, but I will talk about 2 or 3 key skills which I feel can make a big difference as you step into your corporate journey. Let's look at what are some of the 4 things that really are important as we look at the job market or the corporate landscape which has changed significantly in the last 5 years. The first one is the advent of AI and automation. Now, these are interesting times, all of us would agree, but also brings in a lot of uncertainties associated with can everybody put their mobiles on this place?
No, it's not one. It's the video behind you.
Manya, can you just
So also, can I request you to use the mic? There's your voice is quite feeble over there.
So the first one is about AI. And all of us approach that topic with measured uncertainty, not very confident of what AI needs for us. Some of us who are more educated, more interested in understanding, do a lot of research to understand how AI really impacts our work. But interestingly, a lot of college students who are doing their graduation today will be surprised that by the time they get job ready, the job market would have changed. A lot of jobs that are relevant today may not be required in times to come with the advent of AI, which will be doing a lot of entry-level jobs in times to come. A good example, I have a daughter who is doing her graduation. The research that probably some of us did in our college days, which took hours, weeks to do, she uses ChatGPT, DeepSeek, and research is ready in a moment. Now, whether AI is good or not is debatable, but I believe a good use, intelligent use of AI is definitely something that can make you effective in a corporate world. The other thing is the changing work environment. After COVID, there is a lot of focus on hybrid model of working. It means at times you don't actually go to the office and work with your colleagues. It's a combination of hybrid model and remote working. The third is that you now work in global environments. You might be working out of India, but you may be a part of a bigger team that is based across the globe. So your job is completely geography agnostic. And the third thing is the rapid changes that are taking place. So from a technical skills, you already have everything that is required to be successful. But what will make the difference is how we really approach our work, the behavioral aspect of it. So we need to be change ready, and by human tendencies, change is something that comes very difficult to us. It takes a lot of time. The behaviors that we have inculcated over years requires a lot of effort to unlearn and then learn a new behavior. So you have to be aware of your natural behaviors and then gradually start understanding what is required in corporate work. So let me start off with a very small anecdote that I really enjoy. I read a lot of books, and as Vanya mentioned, I would strongly recommend that each one of you should get into the habit of reading, even if it is for 10 minutes every day. But consistently read it. There are multiple benefits, as all of us know. There are a few things that you will realize starts coming naturally. So the first thing, as I mentioned, so imagine a scenario where each one of you is traveling in a Mumbai metro or a local train, where it's very crowded. It's a Sunday, so it's not that much crowded. So you're sitting, it's quiet, keep calm, peace, everybody is busy with themselves. Somebody is reading a newspaper, most of them are on their mobiles, somebody is listening to music. And on the next station, imagine there is a gentleman who comes in with three kids. And suddenly the entire ambience changes. The kids are rowdy, they are loud, they are shouting, they are playing with each other, snatching some of the stuff that co-passengers are using. And this guy is completely oblivious of the situation. And people who know this incident, please bear with me. So me, as a fellow passenger, starts getting irritated. Not realizing, and I can relate that some of my fellow co-passengers are also feeling the same. But this gentleman, the father of the kids, is completely in his own thoughts, not doing anything, and I start getting irritated that he's not taking accountability of his kids. He's allowing them to be rowdy. And after a lot of patience, a lot of hesitance, I reach out to that gentleman saying, "Sir, it seems that your kids are creating a lot of trouble for the co-passengers. I wish you could do something about it." And this was the first time that that gentleman looked at me, and I realized that this was the first time that he was conscious of the situation to realize what was happening. And at that point in time, my response, the emotions along with the co-passengers, you can understand. What do you feel would have been going on in my mind and some of the co-passengers? Upset, frustrated, feeling irritated? And after a long pause, this gentleman responds, "I really understand what you're saying. The fact is, their mother died about an hour back in the hospital, and I don't know what to think about it. And they don't know how to handle it. What changed?"
Context, perspective, context.
Empathy. The frustration converted into empathy. Now take a step back of how powerful perceptions can be in corporate life as well. What changed? Nothing changed. The facts were the same. The data point is the same. The individuals were the same. But my way of looking at the situation changed. Hence, it is very important for us to be aware of the perceptions that we are creating in a corporate world. All of us would want to make a very strong first impression as we enter into a new job, won't we? But how many times are we really aware of ensuring that we are putting our best foot forward? We think, मेरे को सब कुछ पढ़ाई लिखाई करके है, सब काम भी हो जाएगा. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen that way. So you have to be consciously aware of positive behaviors that you need to demonstrate in a corporate or in a real life as well. Now, by no means of imagination, I am recommending that you should pretend. I am not recommending that. I am only saying that you should reframe your behaviors in a way where they are considered as positive. Let me share an example. There is a meeting, there are 4 or 5 people in that meeting, and everybody is requested, encouraged to contribute. There are few people like us, some of us, who are very direct, honest, and on your face when they give feedback. There's nothing wrong about it. So if you are having a one-on-one conversation with an individual who is open to take that feedback, I think there's nothing wrong about it. But there could be a set of individuals in the room who are a little sensitive. And when you make that kind of a statement, you may come across as a person who is rude. Happens?
Yes. Yeah.
Now, how can we manage that situation differently? Is A, by understanding the audience, understanding our audience, and then repositioning our response in a way that it doesn't come across as rude. So I'm again not encouraging that you should lie or try to please somebody, but I'm only saying that be aware of the sentiments of the people around you as well. So perception paradigms are very important. What is perception?
How we look at things.
It's the lens through which we look at the world. And it's a combination of multiple things: our upbringing, our education, our own beliefs, our ethnicity, etc., etc. The list goes on. There is nothing wrong or right about it. But the fact is, the anecdote that I shared about the train incident very clearly brings out the fact that perceptions can be deceiving. So let's not completely rely on deception, on our perception. So make a formed opinion rather than just perceiving things. So in a corporate, and I'm sure a lot of you would be appearing and would have given interviews before you get selected. As Manya very rightly said, when we were introducing ourselves, the concept of elevator pitch. All of us are familiar.